Hello, everyone. I hope I have enough Wi-Fi off my hotspot to do this video. My life is in kind of a shambles right now, but I wanted to hop on because if this can happen to me with all my awareness and everything, I like to think that I am highly evolved, but, sometimes shit hits the fan and you get a universal bitch slap, which I got the most beautiful universal bitch slap this week, and I wanted to get on and share it with you. So I had reached out to a painter friend of mine because I had some things going on in the house that just needed fixing. Like I had some drywall repair that needed, but after the drywall repair was done, I'd have to paint. And it was like a 2-story paint job. Anyway, to make a short story probably longer than it needs to be, it was that if you give a mouse a cookie kind of project where if I fixed the drywall, then everything else around it had to be done. So I have been avoiding it for like 8 months. And when I say avoiding it, I mean, I have been looking at the hole in my wall and saying, I will get to that later. It's not important, that sort of thing. But in a moment of clarity, last couple of weeks ago, I had him come out and give me an estimate. And I wanted him to paint the kitchen and fix the wall in the living room and then paint my master bath and my master closet. I don't know if any of you guys have some of these houses like we have, but the master closet is as big as a bedroom, and it was stuffed to the gills. And I am not kidding. It has basically been full since the day we moved in because we were kind of keeping all their storage in it because we had family living with us at the time, and it just never got undone. So the moral of the story is, though, that I remembered hiring him for the wall in the living room and the kitchen. And I completely, conveniently forgot about the bathroom and the master bed closet. And the reason I'm telling you this is because about 2 weeks ago, Kevin and I had talked about how we just need to get rid of so much stuff. Marie Kondo has not even seen the kind of life that I came from. My mom was the type of person that if it sat around for more than 2 weeks, it got thrown out because we just didn't have enough square footage to merit any sort of storage. And I'm sure some of you in this generation can understand we just didn't have all the stuff that we have now. Well, let's just say we've accumulated a lot of stuff. And I have noticed I've just been squirreling stuff away and just putting it out of sight, out of mind as I've gotten busier and busier over the past year. But my husband and I said, a couple weeks ago, we really need to get that done. And we were really fired up and we were going to start, and then nothing happened. And I'm wondering if this has ever happened to y'all. You get this idea, like you watch Hoarders or you watch, the Marie Kondo type thing, and you're like, oh, I'm going to get my house in order. Well, I have been just feeling this like bubbling up of, hi, Mary, this bubbling up of anxiety since we made that decision to go through our stuff. And I had been trying to brush it off because our life is busy. Our weekends are, I can't even tell you, I haven't had a day off in a month. And that's not saying that to pity you. For you to pity me, I'm saying that because I have let my schedule get away from me, and I have allowed the overwhelm to come in because I did not have good boundaries and I didn't have good clarity for many, many reasons, because you can only understand, I'm sure you can understand if you have kids and a job and a husband with a job and a house that needs done and clothes that need washing, you just get buried underneath it. And I have been buried and I have been feeling overwhelmed. So anyway, when the painters came yesterday and they said, oh, I need to look at your closet and your bathroom, I was like, oh shit, I completely forgot. And I started breathing heavy. Hi, Angela. And I started having a panic attack. I can name on one finger, well, 2 fingers, how many days or times I've ever even remotely had a panic attack. But I started having a panic attack, and I told my husband, I was like, I can't do this. I'm freaking out, right? Because then I'm thinking I have to take everything out of my closet, yesterday morning. And finally, I kind of took some deep breaths and I said, you can't do the closet and the bathroom today. You can do the downstairs today. I will get the closet ready for you tomorrow. But all day yesterday, I was just like, I was all gnarled up and I couldn't function because all I could think about was all this crap that had to be done. So I realized today and this is where I am more involved and a little bit more aware. I realized today that this was absolutely the best gift that the universe could have given me, because it is forcing me now to go through all that crap. And I don't have a choice because I can't even see my bed. So unless I want to sleep on an air mattress in the floor for the next month, I have to go through all this stuff. And I got this amazing clarity when I was pulling all this stuff out of the closet that I don't want any of it. I don't even feel like going through it. There's like, outside of 5 outfits, a couple of pairs of shoes, I don't really care if I ever see any of it again. And what a huge blessing that a universal bitch slap can do for you. Hi, Guy. So I'm wondering, I probably could have stayed in that funk. And I'm not going to lie to you, I stayed in a funk till about 3:30 yesterday afternoon, just thinking about the situation. And I realized that it is such an amazing gift. I was basically ignoring what needed to be done, and I was feeling the overwhelm from it, but I still wasn't doing anything about it. And then the universe was like, it's kind of time. And it was awesome. So I am ready to throw a bunch of crap away, take a bunch of stuff to Goodwill. And I'm going to have a conversation with my husband about his 2 boxes full of track trophies from when he was 9. I'm thinking that we probably can get rid of those, but it's going to be a conversation. I'm sure I have crap to get rid of too, but I'm sure we all have that box that doesn't get spoken of because no one really wants it, but no one's willing to admit that it needs to go because it holds memories or external validation or whatever that is. Anyway, but I'm wondering, you guys, how you can look at a situation that seems completely overwhelming and really, really hard to face. And if you turn it on its head, how a universal bitch slap can really, really be the most powerful tool for your change. So that's kind of what's on my mind today. I'm in a much better place, obviously. And, but it just makes me wonder how many people out there have that kind of stuff going on and maybe don't even have the tools to deal with it. So I'm just going to throw it out there, and maybe what we do is we just call it a UBS. And hi, Jennifer. Oh, Jenny. What happens when something that really, really you think is terrible ends up being the best universal bitch slap you've had? So I'm curious to let me know, because I'm wondering what the things we perceive as bad things turn out to be the best thing that can happen. We always have hindsight's 20/20, but how long does it take you to get that hindsight? Mine took less than 24 hours, and I'm pretty proud of that because I think I would have stewed in that for a long time a few years ago, and it took me less than 24 hours to get my ass in gear. So I just wanted to say, that's what's happening here. You shouldn't even see my house now. It's covered with tarps. There's paint everywhere. There's clothes and piled up on my, I should post pictures. I think I will, about what my life looks like right now. But I'm also super, super grateful that it happened, because now I can actually face what I need to face. And so it's not just Marie Kondoing my house. It's also Marie Kondoing my life, because I'm realizing there's a lot of stuff that isn't serving me, and I'm slowly getting rid of it. And I know that none of you guys are going to be on that list. It's more of my responsibilities. So love you guys. I'll see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.